Hi, I'm Lou.
And I'm Jim.
And today we're going to review and install this little wood-burning stove. It comes in a surprisingly small box. Inside we have the basic stove, 5 flue pipes, a little manual, a collar, 4 feet, some bolts, a handle, and 2 fireplace tools. This is actually pretty good with a nice weld everywhere. The chimney pipes just slip together like this. The one with the damper goes at the bottom, the 3 in the middle don't matter what order, and then the top one has the holes in it. You stick in this flange from underneath and anchor it in with 4 screws. Flip it over and use the same screws to put on the 4 feet like that. You'll need to tighten all these screws down with an Allen wrench, which they do not provide. The handle goes right in here, and you attach that stuff on the back. We did have a little quality issue in that these 2 screws were stripping out and we had to replace them with bolts, but not too bad. The biggest and most frustrating quality issue is right here. The door won't close tight because this is sticking out and hitting right here. So we're gonna actually have to grind this down a bit. We had to notch out quite a bit, but it finally works. This stove is so light that when you go to push this spring to close the door, the whole thing moves. So you're gonna have to put something back here to keep it from moving. We're installing it in this little cabin we're building. It's gonna go here in the corner and the chimney will go through the roof. We're gonna puncture the roof right there and stay away from the wood as much as possible, and we have to install this silicone rubber boot to prevent it from overheating the metal. I put a screw through from below so I'll see where to mount it on top. There's our screw coming out. We're gonna put our rubber boot right in the center and trace around it with a Sharpie. This is the outer tracing, and then I approximated about 1 inch in and made another circle to match this distance right here. Our pipe is about 3.5 inches in diameter, so we pick this line to cut. There's the hole, and we'll push it on like this. We'll lay down a bead of high temp silicone around the outside, squish on our boot, and anchor it down with pole barn screws. It should look like that when you're done. Before you install it, you need to burn it off outside for about 3 hours with a low flame. You want to do this burn off at a low to medium heat. If you get it too hot, you can actually flake your paint right off the stove. When you're done, it will have a lackluster gray finish like this, and it won't have any more smell to it. We ran the pipe up and stuck it through the boot, and since the pipe was only 6 feet long, we built a little platform to hold the stove up and to store wood underneath, and it's kind of nice to have the stove right here at arm level. These air holes are good enough for a small fire, but if you want a little more heat, you have to add air by keeping the door cracked open. Because this thing is so small, you do sometimes get a little bit of smoke rolling out when you open up the door. We've got a pretty good fire burning in here, so let's take a look at the temperatures. The front door is at 230 degrees. The top of the stove is running around 500 degrees, which would make it great for cooking soup or boiling water for coffee. The bottom of the stack is 600, and the top of the stack where it goes through the rubber boot is only about 300 degrees, which is good because silicone is only good to 600. By nature, wood stoves tend to send a lot of heat right outside through the stack, and the way to get more efficiency is to put a fan on it. In this case, we have one up in the rafters that kind of blows around and through, and it actually takes a lot more heat off the stove. To give you a better idea, the stove is installed in our 8x10 cabin. It's 33 degrees outside, as you can see by the snow and ice here. But here inside the cabin, we're at a toasty 74 degrees. Thanks for watching, and good luck installing your stove.